Please leave that in the video. Well, this will be in the recording at least. Okay, let's explain what's going on in this glitch then. So we've just been playing around with the glitch. The glitch does weird things. It does things like this, where you can see that the overworld's kind of corrupted in a particular way. The way to reproduce this glitch, let's just do this to clear it. So see how there's nothing going on up here? It's totally normal. The way to reproduce this glitch is you need to get an encounter in a very particular set of Y coordinates. So it's roughly around this location in this strip. It's reasonably tight, but this is a fairly clear marker that you can use to get the thing. So I'll just kill this guy with Iris. So just get the encounter, no big deal. Now, that should have done nothing, but what's actually happened is now that the very top set of tiles is being corrupted, as you can see when I zoom out. So if I just go up a little bit more, you can see that a whole bunch of the tiles have been overlaid incorrectly, and that is very, very, very strange. What's actually happened is that there's a strip of land here, starting from about here to here, and this strip of land gets duplicated basically up here. While I don't know the exact details of how these things are laid out, I believe it's because the map is comprised of a whole bunch of maybe 256 by 256 tiles, or 128 by 128 or something like that. And so the first thing I should say is that this only works when you have the flying boat, not just the normal boat. So when you get the flying boat, the game overlays a new set of tiles in this region, so that you have to do the first flight cutscene and all that kind of shit. But in the process of doing that, the very top set of tiles aren't rendered correctly, or like maybe the overlay is one tile short or something, and so you end up getting the bottom layer duplicated. Now this usually isn't caught in casual play, because one, no one ever moving in this direction. The other reason is because if you open the menu and close it, it goes away, or if you get an encounter, it also goes away. So you have to get an encounter in a very precise location, you have to not open the menu in any way and not get an encounter, and you have to be moving upwards and then you can see it. So yeah, that's very interesting, and the first main question we have is, where else does this happen? Is it only because the map data gets replaced with something else and that something else isn't quite the right size? I don't know. Hopefully someone else can answer that question. The other question is one that we do have an answer to, and is this useful? So as I've already kind of flagged, it only applies to this little tile here. This tile basically here. So for instance, you can stay on the same Y coordinate and do it over here, and you don't get any of this behavior whatsoever. It has to be in this particular tile. The only use for it really is over here. So here I am on the same Y coordinate. Let's actually turn the script on so you can see what the Y coordinate does. So you can see that the Y coordinate here is Felix is 5209, and I believe 5207 works, but it's basically within this range here. So let's get the encounter here. We'll blow up this poor guy. And now I've caused the graphical corruption, kind of at its leftmost limit. What that's done is actually overlaid the ocean onto this area, and in particular I can now use the boat to get into the center of Attica. If you move sufficiently far away from this, by the way, it does reset itself, but you can of course do this. Oh my god, again? Really? Wow, I'm bad at turning off my alarm. Oh well, I've spoken too much in this video, we're keeping it now. Chuck gets his wish. Anyway, so you can you can get into the middle of Attica with this and do funny things. So the application is you can get into the middle of Attica and get the fight with core. Which is actually convenient because otherwise you have to trek through the forest, and the forest is awful because the forest has like billions and billions of encounters. So you can do that to get core in a really convenient way. The problem is, the boat is now stuck in Attica, so we need to fix that. You could sanctum warp, but sanctum warping is slow. So the easier way to do it is to enter Attica Inlet. We'll demonstrate that in a second. But let's first show off another interesting thing. Because Attica Inlet is coded so that it allows you to enter with a boat, you can actually get the boat sprite to be loaded, and of course the boat sprite doesn't exist, so you end up loading as this girl. Fantastic, we knew that's fun. Anyway, get out of the boat, run into Attica Inlet, get out of my way, jump in the boat, and there we go. The boat's now on the correct side. No worries whatsoever. Everything's all fixed. So there we go. That is what I like to call the Magic River, or some of the people in the chat like Plexa Passaj, but I like Magic River, or Reverse Moses. These are all names, but the point is that this is very interesting, and if we can work out if there are other places that this is useful, or like there are other places where this kind of behavior happens, then we'd be very, very, very happy people. Although my gut feeling is that it's specific to Attica, and only because you have the map changed to add in these rocks and shit. Cool.